Abraham, I have so many questions. I usually can't figure out what to ask, and then I go, I know I have questions, what are they? And then I can't get them congealed, and all of a sudden today I have this list of questions.
But something queued up for you just now. What was it?
Okay, so I was looking at my list, and I think the most important pressing question for me right now is my 16-year-old daughter just quit school. And I heard you talking about Esther looking at Kate and saying, oh, I just want her to be happy so much. I don't want anything to ever go wrong for her.
Don't want her to ever have a negative emotion. Want her to only have the blissful emotion that she was born with. Don't want her to experience negative emotion. And we say, really? Really? You don't want them to learn about their guidance system, to learn what thoughts are downstream, to learn how to navigate? You want them to live in a protective bubble where they can never step foot out into the real world? Or you want them to get out there and begin living the life that they came forth to live?
And I understand that. And yet, when I look at my children, I guess I want to say, just sort of in a general way, I want them to be happy.
Well, of course you do, but do you trust them? Do you trust them to know whether they're happy or not? Do you believe that they are extensions of Source?
Yes.
Do you believe that they have guidance within them? You see, what happens with parents, and the reason that you worry about your children, is because you have all pretty much systematically trained your children away from their own guidance system by making it important to them that they please you. It's like saying to them, you're little when you got here, you're dumb, I'm smart, I know you don't. So please me and your life will go well. And what that literally is saying is, set aside your own resources, the contrast that's providing your expansion, set that all aside and listen to me. And now you've been listening to us for a while, and you know that your daughter was source energy before she got here. And you know that every day of her life, she has created, added to her vibrational escrow. And you know that she has guidance that is calling her toward that which she has become. And if you are to feel ease within you, you must keep amplifying to yourself that she has this source that is calling her. And then let your only work be to demonstrate through the clarity of your example that you know when you're in alignment and you know when you're not. A long time ago, Kate received a new bed from Jerry and Esther. She loved her bed. But she was still at that stage where she was crawling into bed with mom and dad nearly every night. And her mother was trying to break that unpleasant habit. And so she said to Kate, you know, Grandma would be very sad if she knew you weren't sleeping in your bed. And Kate said, Grandma's never sad. And Esther loved that. Esther loved Kate's perception. And Esther said, good, we have to keep up that illusion.
Yes.
And then when Esther is running around like a chicken with her head cut off, and Kate has come with her, and they go to get on the golf cart, and they have so much that they're going to do, and they reach for the key, and someone has taken the key out of the golf cart, and Esther doesn't know where it is. And Esther said, damn. And then Esther thought, damn. I lost it in front of Kate. Kate thought that I was always tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and now I can never again hold up that illusion. And we say, so what? Be real. Feel what you're feeling and demonstrate your annoyance at being out of alignment with who you are and your desire to get back into alignment with who you are. As a parent or a mentor or a grandparent or anyone who cares about anyone, be real in demonstrating your awareness of your guidance system, your desire to be who you really are, and your willingness to reach for the best feeling thought that you can find. Demonstrate that your guidance works for you, not that your guidance is meant for her. And when you demonstrate that your guidance works for you, that's the best you can do. Let go of the control. Demonstrate your awareness of you and you. Demonstrate your awareness of the gap, demonstrate your awareness that you can close the gap or widen the gap. Be real about your awareness of it and show a consistent improvement, a consistent thriving. And that is the most magnificent gift you can give. You can't control, nor should you, what contrast they live. You don't get to decide. You have no idea the breadth of the contrast that your daughter is choosing because you don't know what she's in the process of creating. You can't even begin to manage that. Just manage your own gap and teach that through the clarity of your example.
I don't mind that she doesn't go to school and I'm sort of not conventional that way, and all of that is okay. But what bothers me is that even though she's making these unconventional decisions, I don't always feel that she's happy. I don't feel that her making these creative and different kinds of life decisions is making her happy, and it's the lack of her happiness that causes me to go upstream. Does that make sense?
It does. And if we were mortal and as screwed up as you are,
Thank you.
then we would say to you, and your unhappiness about her unhappiness is about what's making us unhappy.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not unhappy about your unhappiness about her unhappiness because we're smarter than that. Because we're not willing to separate ourselves from the energy that is source. You almost got it when you said, I'm not unhappy about what she's doing. I'm just unhappy that she's unhappy. And we say, hear that. You've got to say, your unhappiness is not a factor in my happiness. And we know that's big. But that's what the art of allowing is. When you reach the place that you're able to allow alignment, even when someone's doing something where they're not allowing there isn't anything that anybody wants for any other reason that they think that they would be happy. Mm-hmm. There is nothing. And so when you say, well, it's not her methods that I'm opposed to, it's her result that I'm opposed to, we say, you can't be unhappy about anyone's result. That's that control that we're trying to get Esther to let go of. You've got to release control of whether other people accomplish, whether they achieve, whether they're fulfilled, or whether they're happy. You've got to let go of that because you have nothing to say about that. You could only perpetuate happiness by your own. And so feel the vicious circle. I want to be happy, but I'm not because you're not happy. And the reason I want to be happy is because I want to demonstrate happiness to you. But I can't demonstrate happiness to you because you're so busy demonstrating unhappiness to me that the unhappiness won. It's that gap that it's all about. The reason that any healer is able to heal is because they know your wellness. They don't see your sickness. And they are able to vibrationally convince you of the same. So the only way that you can perpetuate happiness to your daughter about her life is by feeling happy about your daughter's life, or by being brilliant enough to give your attention to the things that do make you happy. And that's the tricky thing for a parent. Now you're going to really like this. This is leading edge. We've not been here before. It comes from the power of your question. So when you focus on anything, whether it's somebody else's life, somebody else's government, somebody else's anything, when you focus upon it, it becomes yours in the sense that now you're offering a vibration about it. So you make your vibration up about everything that you give your attention to. So there isn't anything that a parent cares more about than the well-being of their child. It's sort of standard. So you see something that troubles you, and you put something in your vibrational escrow about your child. Mm-hmm. Interesting, isn't it? You say, but Abraham, all I want is her happiness. And we say, yes, but your happiness must not be contingent upon her happiness, or you have put her in a sort of trap. Right. And yourself too.
Right. And I tell her, and it's also for myself, when you have to make a decision, like to not go to school, to go to school, or whatever it is, a big life decision.
There aren't any of those. There are no big life decisions. That is false. There are no big life decisions.
Okay.
There are none. All there are is something a little downstream or something a little upstream. There are no big life decisions. The reason you want to talk about these big life decisions is because it seems like in the big life decisions, you could tell if it really feels good or if it really feels bad. For example, should I live another day or should I hang myself tonight? That's sort of like a big life decision. Live another day, hang myself tonight. We think you can tell which feels better and which feels worse than that, you see. Nobody can make a big decision. No one can make an accurate big decision. All you can do is find a thought that feels a little better. You can find a thought that feels a little better. Find a thought that feels a little better. You just gradually bring yourself back into alignment on subject after subject. So, for example, let's walk through this in real life. Give us an example of something that you witnessed that gives you the impression that she's not happy and you feel negative emotion about it, which makes you feel that then you need to do something about it.
Okay, well, just this recent decision, it was either stay in high school. She's been saying, when I turn 16, that's it, I'm out of here, because school was completely upstream for her. And she just didn't fit into the framework, and I supported that. I was the only one really in her life that did support it. I said, it's upstream for you. You should absolutely drop the oars and get out of that situation.
All right, let's see if we can find the short version of this. So in answer to your question, Abraham, what's bothering me is I don't see my daughter's choices making her happy immediately.
Right.
Did that say it?
Yes,
I don't see her choices making her happy immediately. And we say, and how does that feel? And you say, it makes me feel disappointed and untrusting because I don't trust her to make good choices. Because I want her to make good feeling choices. And so I allowed her to make her choices, which wasn't easy. I allowed her to make her own choices, but she didn't get happy in her choice. And so the feeling that I'm feeling is, I don't think her guidance system is working. I don't think she knows what to do.
Okay.
I don't think she's doing a very good job of living her life. And we say, no, that's not why you're feeling what you're feeling. Well, yes, it is. It's because she's not happy, and I gave her the leeway, and I was the only one that gave her the leeway. No one else gave her the leeway, and she's still not making good choices, and so I don't feel good. And we say, no, that's not why. Well, then why? Why don't I feel good? You don't feel good because you're not in alignment with your broader perspective. So you're beating the drum of she's not getting it right. What do you think your inner being is beating the drum of? She knows what to do. Give her a chance. That's the way she'll learn.
When you said that about Esther and Kate, that was what clicked for me, is just let her have her contrast, because that's how her life is expanding. And if she doesn't have that, then there's no point.
Now let's exaggerate that. Why in the world would that which is God or that which is source energy ever encourage people to come forth and bang around in the discord? Why didn't they all just stay in heaven where it was pleasant? Or why didn't they all just stay non-physically focused? And we say, because the expansion is so worth it. Because the expansion is necessary to not just survival, because it is a given. You cannot cease to expand. And so in exactly the same way that Source lovingly sees you here in your contrast, you as a parent must lovingly embrace the contrast which your child will live, understanding that in every unhappy moment she's putting something in her vibrational escrow. And you can't grab her by the hand and drag her by the hair to what's in her vibrational escrow, but you can demonstrate going to yours, you can demonstrate going to yours, you can demonstrate going to yours. You can stop cluttering the arena by fussing about that and that and that and that and that, by using everything in the world, especially your daughter, as your excuse not to be in alignment. Get into alignment is the only way you can teach alignment. So it's not about the choice I'm going to make about what I'm going to do. It's about the choice I'm going to make about how I'm going to feel.
And I've heard you say it doesn't matter which one you choose, just choose and line up with the decision. But then that sort of leaves you with having to choose. So.
But when you choose and line up with the decision, the angst goes away. In other words, if you would say,
if you really line up,
the angst goes away. And when you really line up, then other things reveal themselves to you. We're going to tell you, you are a worrywart.
Yes.
And what we mean by that is you have a very fast mind and you are very good at deducing. You're also very sensitive to the vibrations of others. So you pick up a lot of clutter in your own vibration. So when you get a little bit off kilter with this powerful ability to analyze and focus that you've got going on, you get a strong current moving fast. And that's why things come to crescendos that feel more dramatic than they need to, you see. And this conversation that we've had with you here today, and you're not alone in that. A lot of people are that way, especially today. These are fast moving times. So the emphasis that we're really wanting to leave you all with is that there is nothing that is a big hairy deal that you're making it out to be.
That's a great message.
Nothing is like
Okay.
that. Nothing is big like that. You have
Right.
plenty of leeway. And if you will let your dominant intent be to find thoughts that feel good, take care of yourselves more.